Welcome back, everyone, to the treasure block of the Blast the Process Marathon. Right now, we have Danzaiver with Gunstar Superheroes to follow up with that excellent race we just saw. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this may very well be the only Game Boy Advance game on this marathon.
Sounds right.
There we go.
Alright, so are we about ready to roll?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
So-
I'm gonna give you a countdown.
Oh wait,
Okay.
I just realized Cronoon was not here to give the timer, so... Cronoon, where are you? We need the timer. Alright, there we go. He is in the feed now, so whenever you're ready to count down.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So,
Good luck.
story-wise, this is basically the same game, but gameplay-wise it's gonna be pretty different. So the first thing I want to talk about is that I'm running on the hard difficulty with the red character. And unlike the original Gunstar Heroes, where the gameplay styles are based on shooting standing still or shooting while moving, in this game you can both shoot while standing still and shoot while moving with either character, as well as strafe. But they have slightly different weapons. So unlike the original game, this game you only have 3 set weapons. You have fire, you have tracer, and then red has plasma, which is why I'm playing as red. And I'm going to start out with fire on this stage because it has the highest DPS. But later, since a lot of bosses will have invincibility frames, that won't matter as much, and the benefits of plasma will become much more apparent then. So for this first fight, he has 2 hands and a head. He has 3 different hitboxes, so I'm going to try to kill one hand at a time, and that'll cause him to shake his hand. But if I kill both hands, then he goes into a different pattern. So it's a matter of balancing the perfect fight. So I just switch back and forth between the 2 hands. And from here on, it's mostly going to be the plasma show with a few dashes of fire thrown in. I'm just going to save. Normally you wouldn't save because it wastes time, but it's better to just play safe. So in this section, all the different enemies come in waves. So as long as you get the wave, the last set of enemies in each wave, quick, it doesn't really matter how fast you do everything else. So like these guys, it doesn't matter if I kill them right away. Or maybe it does. Those guys were the last guy in that wave. I'm thinking of something else. But like these guys, it doesn't matter how fast I kill them because they're set in a wave with these guys and 2 other strings of these guys. So the only thing that matters is that I get rid of these waves. You also might have noticed that movement is a little different from the game we just watched. So in the other game, you mostly just have one speed that you run at. In this game, you have a bunch of different moves. You have a slide, you have a sword attack, which I don't really use except to cancel different animations. And then you have all sorts of uppercuts and other stuff that you can sort of cancel and do each other. And so for the fastest movement, I try to slide, uppercut, slide. And it usually works out pretty well, but sometimes you'll see me uppercut a little bit higher than I want to.
So
Like
overall,
right there.
Overall, this game feels a bit different from the first game then.
Yeah, it's quite a bit different. So as you see with plasma, I'm using the super weapon. Each weapon has a super form that you have to build up a meter to use. And with plasma, it's just like, it builds up faster than you use it, which makes it really, really powerful. And it also attacks in pulses. So rather than like the lightning, which blue gets, this thing will pass the invincibility frames. So now we're going to pick up some chicks. This section's actually really hard because the map rotates, obviously. Ah,
That's
I got hit.
actually really cool looking for a GBA game.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive, but I'm not making it look very impressive. So we'll just go back another round since I got hit. Because when you get hit, you drop all the chicks. So just have to take another lap. Overall, not a huge time loss. It's because I missed a jump which again, the ground is moving and rotating, so sometimes you'll just be in the air when you want to jump. This pyramid section is really annoying. You have to be really good with the timing to not jump too late and not jump too early. As you see, I'm missing a bunch of them. Overall, not a bad climb, though. And melee DPS, as you can see, is really high. So, pink fight, I'm going to switch back to fire again because she has no invincibility frames. And what I'm going to try to do this fight, normally she'll try to stomp and jump around, but if you get the damage right, you can just stun lock her a bit. So I want to stomp here, I gotta jump. Too bad. But I can still do the stun lock. It just... you can get to the top a little bit quicker if she does the stomp rather than the jump attack. So that was a pretty good fight. I just missed a little bit of time based on luck. And you jump into that ship at the end of each level, just getting a little bit quicker. Oh yeah, the Astro Boy game is actually also very good.
Dude, I love that game. I got the cartridge for $5 many years ago.
What a deal.
Heck of a deal.
So this is the shmup level for Orange, and it's really simple, but on hard mode, everything shoots a lot of bullets, and they all stun you, and they do a ton of damage, so you can get stun locked really fast. I don't want to be at 74 health here, but I should be fine as long as I get a good last fight. I don't get hit here, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these 2 turrets, and I'm just going to hug the boss, and if I do it right, his guns will block most of the shots. Okay, perfect. So if you ever want to know an easy way to do that fight, just brute force it. Trying to play that boss like normal is a nightmare. Because you get hit once and you're basically dead. And since everything's so big, it's really hard not to get hit. Okay. So there are going to be some guys flying in a second here. Oh, did not want to get hit there. Oh, okay. I've never died there before.
How punishing would you say this is as a speed game?
The thing is, lots of stuff's really easy, actually. Wait, what am I doing? I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. So, lots of it's really easy, just because the plasma weapon is so overpowered. You can use it to block a lot of enemies' attacks, as well as deal damage, which you'll see a lot in the green fight. But when you do get hit, there are certain areas where you'll take lots of damage, and other areas will just take, like, no damage at all. So this is what I should have done. I should have uppercutted him, instead of jumping on top of him. But I jump on top of this guy. And then this guy, I used to get up to the top a little bit quicker. Once I hit the window, I go. I'm going to use fire here just because it can hit 2 of these guys at once. I'm going to pick up some health for safety. Because Orange is one of those people that can just do a ton of damage to you if you don't get the strategy real quick. So I'm going to switch to Plasma. Right here is one section where I'm not going to use the super weapon, just because you skip most of the cutscenes in this game, but they didn't mean for you to get up to the top of the ship with Orange before the cutscene ends, so he's actually still vulnerable. So if I can get on top of the ship, I can do a ton of damage to him real quick. Ah, I missed it. Sometimes it just depends on timing. As you can see, I still got some of it off, and then I'll just shoot him up. And combo him up with the super weapon to end it. So that was still a decent fight. He can do a lot meaner things to you there. Like, he can keep running back and forth, and when he does that, it's like over. Because he just does like 40 damage every time he hits you. And you want to get him locked into the corner so you can get the super weapon off. This section's pretty simple, it's just sort of optimizing the different waves. So you'll see, like, right here with the plasma on these guys with the turrets, I will, like, go into them just so I can get more hits in per second. Since every individual thing does damage.
How many people have done runs of this game? Does it have a good enough community? Or?
There are people from time to time. Sonic Gunstar, who will be doing a run later in this block, did a run at GDQ. So that's probably the biggest showcase it's gotten. And then Vlak SR, he does a lot of Game Boy games and GBA games. He did some runs of it. He mostly runs blue, I think, which is a bit of a harder run. It's just different. You have to use more melee damage and more fire attacks since lightning is not very good. So it's just a bit of a different flavor, I guess. So if you're into that sort of thing, and you don't just want to OP Plasma Blast each boss, you can try out that run if you're interested. So green, obviously 7 force. I want him to keep switching between the horizontal transformations before he switches vertical, because every time he switches from horizontal to vertical, it wastes a bit of time. So, good first one. And most of these is just finding the right place to do it, because as I've said before, the plasma blocks a lot of his attacks. As you can see, it wasted quite a bit of time for him to change. Oh, I usually don't get hit by that one, but... Wheel dies. Wheel has no invincibility frame, so it dies super quick. This guy, he's doing a shooting attack here, but I'm just blocking it. He switched again. This is really bad luck. So if I get good luck on the bird, I can kill him before he hits me. Nope, not quite. It all depends on where the hitboxes are when you shoot your first beam. And then right here, I need to get close enough that the beam hits him, but far enough away that I don't get hit by any of the blast damage when I destroy his walls and such. Easy green. The second green fight is much more luck dependent because he doesn't go through all 7 phases, he just switches between whatever phases he wants. I believe it's position dependent, but it's very hard to manipulate in real time. I'm going to pick up some safety health here. And I'm going to switch back to fire for a short mini-boss.
So how much different is the other difficulties of this game? Is it a...
the other difficulties, a lot of it's the same just because plasma's so powerful. The biggest thing is green only does 2 or 3 forms, and then everything just has lower health, so you kill everything much quicker. So it's kind of a lot of the same, except you don't see quite as much of the run. Okay, so board game is actually timing based on this, so I need to... Okay. I missed the first one, but it's not a big deal. I just need to wait for these things to blow up. The space. So I wanted to get a 4 there, but I just want to touch early, so I'm going to wait for him to blow that up, and then I'll drop. And now I'm right back where I should be. So you can actually do a combo here, but I'm just going to play it a little bit safer and just do the Zelda 2 strategy for Dark Link. Just stand in this corner, it's an easy way to fight this guy. That's one of the few uses of sword. This guy's also much easier than in the first game because when you do your jump kick, you can just hold the kick button and you'll actually kick into the ground, which is super helpful there. Because you can do the melee damage and he just sits there. I'm gonna go for a blast here and hopefully get all these blocks. Okay, I got all the ones I needed. Perfect. And now I'm gonna go for a combo on the flying dude. I don't know his name. I don't know any of the real names of this game, to be honest. But the flying commander dude. So I'm gonna go here, blast up, uppercut, switch. Nice, perfect. That's a bit of a hard strat because you have to switch and do a super blast, which requires like 4 or 5 button presses pretty quickly. And if you do it perfectly, you can actually kill him and land right in the portal, which looks really nice, but I rarely get it. So black, I take a bit of a damage at the first there, just to boost through him. Okay. But now I'm not going to take any more just because I have too much... Or I will, either way. I don't know why I didn't move there. But yeah, it's just strafing around the missiles for the rest of it though. And I should be safe now. But yeah, that's why I want the health through the stage, because boosting through his legs is a lot quicker. Okay, so I have to be careful here since I have such low health, so I'm just going to take it slow. I know, it's a speed run, but gotta do what you gotta do. And I have a bit of a tradition with marathon runs where I'm going to take this guy with us. Unfortunately, he falls off, but I still find it fun to do. So this stage has a really annoying boss battle. Hopefully he doesn't troll me too hard, but he has really bad invulnerability on his attacks, so I want to try to catch him in the air, and then if I catch him in the air right, I can get a combo going on him. So I need to jump over all these, because these will combo you really bad. Luckily they're spaced out pretty nicely. You can slide through them too, but it's really risky. So right here, I'm gonna fire blast him. Good. Oh, I didn't quite finish him off, but that was still a pretty good fight. He just got off screen a little too quick. Otherwise, I would have gotten the full combo. So now we have this stage, and like I was talking earlier, sometimes you take tons of damage, and other times you just take no damage at all. So for like this stage, if I just run into anything, I only take 1 damage. So I don't know why they made this section so easy compared to everything else, but I usually just fly backwards and align my angle. Because it has intermediary bosses on this stage, and I just want to make sure I have a good angle for them. Since health isn't really a concern.
What interested you in running this game in the first place?
Well, Gunstar Heroes is my favorite video game, basically. But I just find this a little bit more runnable, personally, just because there's not really the RNG nightmare that Gunstar Heroes is, and I find the movement a little bit more fun to do. And that's the big thing. I really like Gunstar Heroes, but it just wasn't the speedrun for me. And this, I love GBA games, I should probably mention. So, like, I've always been big into running GBA games. I don't run a ton of them, but I have run quite a few. And so when I found out there was a Gunstar Heroes sequel on GBA, I was naturally pretty interested. And it's pretty cheap, so... Maybe not anymore, but when I bought it, it was. Oh, here's a fun thing. Since you're sort of locked into a square, if you go to the far right of the square, you can clip through all these walls. So I just do that for a little bit of fun.
Fancy.
Yeah. Speed tech, except it doesn't make you go faster. The best type. $25? Yeah, I didn't pay nearly that. I think I paid $8 for my copy. So this guy I have a pretty good angle on. So he's gonna shoot these little balls on the bottom corner, and I just need to sort of flip around him while trying to keep 2 shots on him as much as possible. So it looks like I got a little bit off there. Good. Not the best, but pretty good. So this section, unlike the other section, there's not really a good way to speed it up, so I'm just gonna rave party with my plasma gun. So hopefully, upcoming next is the boss rush section. So what I'm hoping for is a quick kill on pink. Orange will be the same. He never has a chance. It's funny because in the first fight when he says, "I'll take you down with a single blow of my fists," in a good speedrun where you get lucky, he actually never gets to throw a punch, which I think is kind of funny. And then in the second fight, he also never gets to throw a punch. And then black... Well, I'll get to black when I get here, but basically the big thing I'm looking for towards the end of the run is the green RNG. Green can do any of the 7 force transformations, and some of them are really fast, and some of them are really slow. The running guy in particular, and the wheel, have no invincibility frames, so you can do like 400 damage in a phase, whereas lots of the other ones, you can only get up to like 200. So hopefully I can get a running man or two, but it's not that likely. The one thing I don't want is the Jaguar, because that one's really hard to hit, and you have to sort of work your way around it. Everything else is about the same.
Is there a treasure game without a boss rush?
I don't know. Boss rushes are good.
Someone in chat who knows more about treasure games. Tell me, do you remember one without a boss rush?
I haven't played a whole ton of treasure games, to be honest. Oh, I didn't even get it there, but that's not too bad. I haven't played as many as I would like to, but everyone I've played has.
Same. Alien Soldier doesn't have boss rush. It is a boss rush. That's fair.
Okay, I got hit twice. Perfect.
Okay, so a few. Scant a few.
Yeah. My health is fine here. I'll still take this damage boost. I'm gonna do a clip here. Doesn't save any time, but it looks a little funny. Poor Orange. Never had a chance. So this black fight, he pops up in random locations, and there are some rules that you can use to sort of know where he's going to be. He'll never pop up in the same place twice, and he'll never pop up in a place where he's doing an attack. So when he starts doing attacks later, it'll actually help out a lot with knowing where he's going to be. But for right now, I just need to sort of work my way around these platforms so I can slide into him, since that does the most damage per second. This is also a section where the sword can be useful, because later when he starts doing more attacks, you can use the sword to cancel your slides so that you can slide into him without sliding right into his attack and doing 80 damage to yourself. So right now I know he's going to be over on this side, because there's the green attack. Hopefully he spawns over here. Nope. So we just strafe. So you see I just sort of have to manage my options here with where he spawns versus where the beams are. I just have to hope I get lucky sometimes. Pretty good fight. Alright, pray to green. Okay, this is a good transformation. This is not a great transformation. I'm just going to tank the damage. Ah, I missed the... Okay, this is an okay transformation too. Looks like this will be a 4 cycle maybe. Yep. I got the running man, just too late. Okay, and then the gold and silver fight is pretty simple. You just want to make sure I'm dealing damage to any of the orbs at all times. And if I position myself well, I can keep from getting hit by the blue orb when he does his spin attack. I think I'm off though, yeah. It happens sometimes. And time.
GG, very nice.
Yeah, that was both better and worse than I expected.
Very great run. Make sure everyone in chat, you follow Danzaiver right here.
And continue to watch for Treasure Block, the greatest game
Indeed.
company on Earth.
Yes, up next we have Cronoon, and he will be doing Alien Soldier, followed by Dynamite Heady. So hope you all like boss battles, because I mean, what's a treasure game without boss battles? Let's be honest here. And on that note, I'm actually signing off myself since I've been handling the morning shift. So Liz will be taking over hosting duties. So I'm signing off.